9 quick ways to stand out with everyone you meet. Not one word needs to be spoken. The way you look and move is more than 80% of someone's first impression of you. Studies have shown that emotional reactions occur even before the brain has had the time to register what's causing that reaction. The moment someone looks at you, he or she creates an impression of you in their mind, which lays the foundation for the entire relationship. So, how do you create a lasting first impression and stand out with everyone you meet? In this video, we'll explore 9 techniques that you can use to stand out as a special person, in whatever crowd you find yourself in, even if it's not your crowd. Technique number 1. The flooding smile. Researchers found dozens of different types of smiles. Some smiles are warm while others are cold. Some are real smiles, and some are fake smiles. A big, warm smile is a powerful asset. But only when it comes a little slower, because then it has more credibility. Here's how you do it. Instead of flashing an immediate smile when you greet someone, look at the other person's face for a second. Pause. Soak in their persona. Then let a big, warm, responsive smile flood over your face and overflow into your eyes. It will engulf the recipient like a warm wave. The split-second delay convinces people your flooding smile is genuine and only for them. Technique number 2. Sticky eyes. Exaggerated eye contact can be extremely advantageous, especially between the sexes. In business, strong eye contact establishes a powerful connection between men and women. A Boston center conducted a study. The researchers asked opposite-sex individuals to have a 2-minute casual conversation. Half of the subjects were required to maintain intense eye contact by counting the number of times their partner blinked. The other half of the subjects had no special eye contact directions for the chat. When they questioned the subjects afterward, the unsuspecting blinkers reported significantly higher feelings of respect and fondness for their colleagues who had simply been counting their blinks. In other words, when you consciously increase your eye contact, people will feel they have captivated you. It increases their heartbeat, creating an emotional reaction like falling in love. Here's how to practice the sticky eyes technique. Have your eyes glued to your conversation partner. Don't break eye contact even after he or she has finished speaking. When you must look away, do it ever so slowly, reluctantly, and stretch until the eye contact finally breaks. Technique number 3. Epoxy Eyes. Bosses use epoxy eyes to evaluate employees. Police investigators use epoxy eyes to intimidate suspected criminals. And to all men out there, if romance is your goal, epoxy eyes is extremely effective on women if they find you attractive. This technique takes at least 3 people to pull off: you, your target, and one other person. Usually, when you're chatting with 2 or more people, you gaze at the person who is speaking. However, this technique suggests you concentrate on the listener, which is your target person, rather than the speaker. When you use this technique, it sends out signals of interest blended with complete confidence in yourself. However, you don't want to overdo it and never use it on strangers, or you could come across as arrogant and brazen. Try looking at the speaker, but let your glance bounce to your target person each time the speaker finishes a point. This way, the target person still feels you are intrigued by his or her reactions, yet there is relief from the intensity. Technique number 4. Hang by your teeth. Your posture is your biggest success barometer. A person with great posture symbolizes that he or she is a person who is used to being on top. To achieve the perfect posture, practice this technique. Pretend there's a bar hanging from the door jamb as you walk into any room. Act as if you're reaching up to bite it. As you ascend to reach for the bite, your body is stretched into perfect alignment. Head high, shoulders back, torso out of hips, feet weightless. That's the confident posture you want. When you hang by your teeth, every muscle is stretched into perfect posture position. Technique number 5. The big baby pivot. Treat people like big babies. Inside every one of us is a big baby who, to some extent, is craving for the attention and recognition of how very special we are. When a little kid crawls up to your feet, his precious face looking up to yours, with a big smile on his face, what would you do? You can't help but to give him a big warm smile and your undivided attention. So, the moment you are introduced to someone, reward your new acquaintance. Give him or her the warm smile, the total body turn, and the undivided attention you would give a little kid who crawled up to you seeking for your attention. Technique number 6. Hello, old friend. The secret to making people like you is showing how much you like them. To do that, you can play a mental trick on yourself by seeing the person as an old friend. Someone you had a wonderful relationship with years ago, but for some reason have lost contact. After all those years, the two of you are reunited. And you are so happy to finally meet them again. This joyful experience starts a remarkable chain reaction in your body. From the subconscious softening of your eyebrows to the positioning of your toes, and everything between. The delight of rediscovery will fill your face and buoy up your body language. Technique number 7. Limit the fidget. Fidgeting undermines credibility. Whenever your conversation really counts, let your nose itch, your ear tingle, or your foot prickle. Do not fidget, twitch, wiggle, squirm, or scratch. And above all, keep your hands away from your face or mouth. Hand motions near your face and all fidgeting can give your listener the gut feeling you're fibbing or lying. Technique number 8. Hans's horse sense. Hans is a very clever horse that could do simple arithmetic by tapping his front hoof. One day, Hans was put to a test. Hans was asked 3 mathematical questions and it got them all right. Next, Hans was asked another mathematical question. This time, however, instead of asking the question out loud, one researcher whispered a number in Hans's ear, and a second researcher whispered another. Everyone expected Hans to quickly tap out the sum. But Hans remained silent. That's because people gave off very subtle body language signals the moment Hans's hoof gave the right number of taps. Hans was trained to stop tapping the moment it notices a slight change in body language of the crowd. When Hans taps the answer, the audience would show subtle signs of tension. When Hans reaches the right number, the tension disappears, causing Hans to stop. But how does this apply to us? Whenever you're expressing yourself, make it a habit to keep an eye on how your listeners are reacting to what you're saying. Then plan your moves accordingly. If a horse can do it, so can a human. Technique number 9. Practice visualization. Visualization is a very powerful tool if used correctly. Studies show mental rehearsal helps top athletes sharpen their mind, allowing them to perform at their best. Rehearse being the person you want to be ahead of time. See yourself applying these techniques, walking around with the perfect posture, shaking hands, smiling warmly. Hear yourself chatting comfortably and confidently with everyone. Feel the pleasure of knowing you are in peak form, and everyone is gravitating toward you. Visualize yourself standing out with everyone you meet. Then it all happens automatically. You now have the skills necessary to get you started on the right foot with any new person in your life. Use these 9 techniques and I assure you, you'll be on the right track to getting whatever you want from anybody. Be it in business, friendship, or love. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next video.